what it is for the LA bench, but Odom, I guess he didn't play terrible. Farmar hit a 3, but he didn't do much else. Shannon Brown hit a couple of buckets, but they need somebody on that bench to produce big time. Don't know who it's going to be. But they survived thanks to big games from Bynum, who I thought played even better than his stats would say, and his stats were good. Gasol played good. Fisher needs to stop shooting. He didn't play terrible, but he does need to stop shooting. He does a lot of dumb things, and I don't know why he's taking all those shots. I thought Artest did an awesome job on Kevin Durant. His numbers are not good, but I thought his defense was excellent. And for OKC, I didn't think they played horrible. Obviously, they got back in the game. Durant didn't look good at all for most of the game until near the end. He didn't produce well. Westbrook was probably their best player. I thought Westbrook did awesome. Then again, he's going up against Derek Fisher, so you kind of expect that sort of thing. And they missed a lot of open shots, so the opportunity for them to win a game or two in this series is there, but I don't think they're going to do it. I'm going to stick to that. Magic Bobcats. Early on, I kind of thought to myself, I think the Magic are going to get out-hustled in this game, and I think that kind of sort of happened, in part, near the end when it looked like the Magic were going to blow the game out. The Bobcats, roared back. They hit some threes. Captain Jack, Wallace, even Felton got in on the act, and they slowly chipped away. And I thought to myself, Orlando really should be able to just put this game away one way or another. And they didn't, and I kind of thought they got out-hustled there at the end. Dwight Howard, they threw everything they had at Howard. And I thought that was an admirable way to try and win this game. They put Tyson Chandler, Theo Ratliff, Boris Diaw, Desanga Diop, everybody they could on Howard, and it worked. He couldn't get anything going. Although he controlled the game with his blocks, he had nothing going on the offensive end, and he didn't grab rebounds, so gotta take that. Jameer Nelson, huge game, and Jameer Nelson is really one of my favorite players in the league. He's one of those guys that, he's not a big-time player necessarily yet, but I'm a big fan of him. And I really liked seeing what I saw from him yesterday, because he was getting to the hoop, he was shooting threes, doing everything. And, Michael Petrus had a big game. A couple other role players for the Magic stepped up nicely to make up for the fact that Carter and Howard really didn't do much of anything. So, good solid win for them. I thought they definitely slowed up a bit at the end, but all's well that ends well, and they got what they needed. And I'll say that Charlotte was in this game and could have easily won, so I think that's promising for them. Spurs Mavericks. I couldn't believe what I saw from Dirk yesterday. Throughout most of this game, I kind of felt shaky about it. I really felt like the Spurs were going to make a push at the end to maybe win the game, but they wouldn't let it happen. Dirk was awesome. The Mavs as a whole were awesome at hitting those daggers at the end, the jumpers, the threes, from Terry and Kidd, and, even Butler, those daggers that just put the game away. I thought that was just an awesome effort by them, and, I know the Mavericks had a big free throw advantage, but the fouls were fairly equal, so I don't think there was anything much to be said about there. And I still don't really know what direction this series is going to take, but there are a lot of different ways it could go from here. I'm going to leave it at that right now, but great game. I enjoyed watching it. And finally, Blazers upset the Suns. Now I'll say the Suns are the only team that had the higher seed in yesterday's game, in the weekend games, that didn't display dominance at some point in game one. And that concerns me a little bit, because if you look back at the other 7 higher seeds in their games, maybe they didn't win by a blowout, but they blew out the other team at some point. Suns never did that. And more importantly, they lost. But either way, to me, there's a lot to be concerned about there. I know the Blazers have a lot of heart, and they try harder than maybe any other team in the league, and they're just incredibly scrappy, but as the Suns, you have to punch them in the mouth to let them know that We're not going to let you get away with that. And it didn't happen. You know, Stoudemire, nothing special. Richardson needs to score more. Um, as a whole, I thought guys like Dudley and Dragic missed some open threes. Grant Hill needs to step up. A lot of little things contributed to this one, but I guess really you're kind of looking at Stoudemire and wondering why he didn't produce more than he did. He fouled out, 18 and 8, not enough, not going to cut it. And but you know, more than anything, I thought the Blazers won this game more than the Suns lost it. Andre Miller was big. He hit a three. He hit all his free throws, and usually that's not Andre Miller's game, hitting threes, but had a big three. Camby was gigantic. I don't know how Marcus Camby does what he does. It's freaking me out. Aldridge, I guess he did all right. Batum, they needed that from him so badly without Roy, and they got it. And you know, they did it without Fernandez. Fernandez really didn't give them anything. So there's that. And then off the bench, Jared Bayless. That was sick. Jared Bayless was sick. I was surprised by that dude. And that's really all I got. A little disappointed in the Suns. I think they'll be okay, but you gotta put your you gotta stamp a game like that.